Welcome to Arch Rivals Football. Here is your starting lineup. Number 20, Darnell the Playmaker Sowens. Number 94, Alex the Bearman Alcazaz. Number 24, Ricky Litwinkowicz. This show is sponsored by Raz Energy, DreamControllers.com, and Steiner Sports. Arch Rivals Football is a Pain Train Pipe Bomb production. What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday night, the 21st of September. Week 3 begins in the NFL. And we have our original 3 on the show today, starting out with the Bearman from Texas, Mr. Alex Alcazaz.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
And down in the hot state of Florida, we got Darnell the Playmaker Sowens.
Why you sound like somebody that used to wrestle for WWE?
I am just in that kind
Not
of
you,
mood.
Bearman.
I had the old Motorhead playing before the show, so I kind of went with that.
Oh my gosh. So how's everybody doing on this Tuesday night? Well, quickly, we're gonna get into some standings, and the only one's looking really good is Ricky.
Wow, does that sound familiar?
Shut up. Damn it.
Does that not sound familiar?
I went back to back 9-7, so I'm at 18-14. Ricky over here is like at 22-10. I'm like, ain't this some bull? I gotta give him a part though. He was these picks, he was spot on. I'm really sick. Bearman, on the other hand, he'll pick one thing one week, and then by the weekend he changed his picks, so his picks all over the place.
Yeah, I'm an insane mess, aren't I? I'm a pain in the butt. But guess what? Because that's the Bearman. Bearman don't care what nobody thinks. The Bearman does what he wants to do.
And that's why in the ESPN pick him, you're losing to me. Why he is up there in the top 2%.
You won't win at the end, Playmaker.
Oh, I am, because I'm actually pissed off at this dude over here up in Brooklyn.
It's funny though, because
at least somebody's under your skin.
At least I know that in the one that I was in, that I was undefeated until Seattle lost to Tennessee, which we'll get into a little bit later on in the show.
And all 3 of us picked Seattle. Ain't that something?
Yeah, I know.
In fantasy news, I am 2-0. Ricky's 1-1, and Bearman's 1-1. Bearman got your first victory.
And I'm taking on you this week, Playmaker.
That's the worst thing ever. That is the worst thing ever.
Well, you know what? Despite the circumstances, all I'm going to say is bring it on, tough guy.
Ooh.
Hey, the co-worker came in to work today. He's like, I don't know how you do it, man. You was losing. I'm like, hey, man, this is what I do. I might be losing, but I ain't out. And Aaron Jones showed you why last night. Sorry, Nick.
Yep, Meese's on. What's up, Meese?
Good to see Meesy. Hey, Meesy, one of these days we're gonna have a talk with you about your Oklahoma Sooners, because I'm not happy with what I saw on Saturday.
You're not happy? Shit, I got to fucking watch it while I was sitting in the doctor's office on Saturday. I was like a little kid in a candy store. I walk in, the waiting room's empty, football on the TV, nice air conditioning. It was amazing. I was very, very happy.
No.
Says, stop it.
Yeah, and
No, you can't be ranked in the top 5 and look like that.
I believe SMU had a game like that, and I think they didn't even make the top 10 or something like that.
Hey, we're gonna get into SMU, but that's halfway through the show. Now we got the fun stuff out of the way. Let's get down to business, Ricky.
Okay. So off the bat, we're going to get into the games, and then in the middle between the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock, we'll do the college. But we are starting out with the New England Patriots. Flew into MetLife Stadium. They didn't take the bus, which is actually a little weird. Final score, Pats 25, Jets 6. The battle of the two rookie quarterbacks, Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. And I'm pretty sure Zach Wilson had another bad day this week. 4 picks.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes, he
really?
had another bad day.
You gonna act surprised? Really? Come on, man. This is Bill Belichick against a rookie quarterback. We know how this works.
Yes, but it's also the same factor being that Mac Jones had 73.6% complete percentage. There's articles about him not throwing the deep ball. I'm not concerned with that. I am concerned with Zach Wilson trying to beat Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers at the same time. And that not working out particularly well by being a gunslinger. But
yeah, I agree with you on that.
But listen, Jets fans, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not saying this as a Patriots fan, okay? You got to come off the pole just a little bit, like that much. You're in a rebuild, okay? Just because you got Zach Wilson as the second overall pick in the NFL draft does not necessarily mean he is going to end up being anything really good off the bat. He's going to have his bumps and bruises. So Jet fans need to put the noose down. Put the concrete block back in your garden and not off the side of a cliff. Doesn't work that way. Trust me. You guys will be fine in a few years. Not now, in a few years.
So I like how you say that, Ricky. And in this game, unfortunately for Wilson, it's one of those lessons you got to go through as a rookie because in order to make it in the NFL, you got to go through tough times to reach the good times. For Wilson, unfortunately, the 4 interception game, look, it's going to happen, especially as a rookie. I mean, how many times have we seen rookies have games that are this horrible? Have no touchdowns, have more than 2 interceptions. It happens. But all I can say is I hope, and I do say I hope that Wilson can learn and build from this because, like I said, it is part of a learning process that rookie quarterbacks have to go through.
I am going to make this statement loud and clear. Now, I might get yelled at for it, but again, this is why we do the show, okay?
Oh, we're used to that, aren't we?
I remember a certain big-headed, forehead guy way back when he got drafted a number 2 in the NFL draft, a Mr. Peyton Manning. And his team went 1-15 the first year, and look how he turned out after that. So, let's kind of use that as an example, people, that maybe Zach Wilson could turn out to something similar to a Peyton Manning. Not actually Peyton Manning, but similar to. And if you win 3 or 4 games, be proud of that at least.
See, I think I know now. Now I know why you say you might get yelled at, buddy. But Troy Aikman's another example. When came from the Cowboys were 1-15 in 1989, and this was like 4 years before I was born. But it's an example. And Troy Aikman turned out to be great.
Exactly the point. But that's where I got to tell you guys, as Jet fans, please do not jump off the cliff after week 2. Week 14, maybe, but not week 2. Next up, Denver and Jacksonville. Denver 23, Jacksonville 13.
I guess you just gonna pick on the rookies out the gate, huh?
I am going by the schedule that is on my screen currently right now.
God damn, we going from Zach Wilson to Trevor Lawrence, another guy who just can't help but throw picks.
Jacksonville now has tied the longest losing streak in the NFL. They have lost now 17 consecutive games. The longest streak ever tied right now is Detroit from 2007 to 2009. I will say that I'm going to throw him under the bus a little bit. The shiny new toy is not working.
No.
And I pose this question to both of you because I really want the answer to this. Could you possibly see Trevor Lawrence get benched, let's say, after week 3?
For who?
Oh, boy.
For who?
Whoever their backup is.
Gardner Mitchell in Philly.
Again, whoever their backup is.
Like I said, for who? Ain't no benching nobody in Jacksonville.
I've got your answer, Mr. Playmaker. It would be for Mr. C.J. Beathard, the former 49er.
I'm going to say it again. There's no benching nobody in Jacksonville.
Listen, I only go out on the poll on this one for the fact that, yes, he is your bright, shiny new toy. He's been legitimately obliterated the last 2 games. And at some point, I think maybe got thrown into the fire a little too early. And maybe they should have planned this out a little bit better. Because, I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is really going to like the feeling that he's going to be black and blue like the third baseman from Major League, Corbin Burnson, after the amounts of hits and picks he's going to be throwing.
Really?
I'm not even joking. There are actual articles out there, the top 3 guys that should be benched after week 3. And Trevor Lawrence is number 1 on the list.
Where is this from?
I believe it was Bleacher Report that put it out.
Bleacher Report can shut up.
It was either Bleacher Report or ESPN, I think. It was one of the two, but I did read it on Bleacher Report.
I don't think it was ESPN.
I could possibly look for it while we move on.
Well, to answer your question, Ricky, I honestly don't think they're actually thinking of it because, like I said, it's the shiny new toy, and it seems to me that Coach Urban Meyer has all the faith in the world in Trevor Lawrence. So that's why, and I hope I am answering your question, but yeah, I don't think they're thinking of benching Trevor Lawrence. No matter how bad things turn out, he's the rookie quarterback, the overall pick. So, but the situation is certainly concerning, and it's going to get more difficult, it seems. But I don't know, man. I mean, the future's cloudy.
Is it cloudy with a chance of meatballs? That's the question you have to ask.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Listen, I am putting a little bit of pepper to this show. We're still trending, goddammit. And I like to trend. So if we throw a little bit of comedy in there, people will understand.
No, I mean, the comedy is great there. But did I answer your question, Ricky?
Sure.
This is what I have to deal with.
Right.
Listen, don't you worry your pretty little head over the comedy, okay?
Yeah. Look.
All right. Next up, a blowout. 35-0 Buffalo over the Miami Dolphins. What I had said to Jamal on Saturday, squish to fish. However, though, there was
poor Tua.
Yeah, poor Tua ended up leaving this game with a supposed bruised rib injury and did not return.
Poor Tua.
I believe Jacoby Brissett is his backup.
Yeah.
And didn't do a damn thing.
Took over, yeah.
Yeah, I think it pretty much
didn't do a damn thing.
Killed my fantasy team. Thank you, Mr. Gaskin and the rest of the Miami offense.
Gentlemen, have they actually provided an update regarding the status and health of Mr. Tua?
He is listed as day-to-day.
Yeah, the X-rays came back good.
But that still doesn't necessarily mean, though, that they probably will start him on Sunday, but I guess time will tell.
You know what? I'm going to save it for Saturday.
Save it for Saturday. I will say this, though. Buffalo did bounce back against a pretty good defense. And it was good to see them break out of the slump after their loss to Pittsburgh last week. But, yes, it was a pretty much an offensive affair and a very big nap for the Dolphins.
A big nap for the Dolphins.
That's the way I'm putting my cap on it. I know Jerry's probably going to listen to this and be like, my God, he said my Dolphins were taking a nap. Yes, they were.
Devin Singletary has certainly had an amazing play when he broke free and just scored amazingly. That was pretty good. It was actually one of the best plays of the week.
Well, we go to Philly. Land of the cheesesteaks.
This is the type of game Ricky loves.
No, we'll get to the game that I love in a little bit.
Ricky, you're making me hungry, brother.
San Francisco versus Philly. Final score, 49ers 17, Philly 11. San Francisco moves to 2-0. Jimmy G had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown for the 49ers offense. And the Eagles only scored a whopping 11 points, which a lot of people bet the over this weekend on this game. And surprisingly enough, they only scored 29 points. However,
gentlemen,
Philly,
sorry, go ahead.
Philly did average 21 points plus coming into this game against the 49ers.
Well, this game was certainly a defensive effort, wasn't it? Because in this game, really, it did not come alive until the fourth quarter because a total of 18 points were scored in the fourth quarter, although I believe earlier in the game, I think the Eagles supposedly scored on that big play, but I guess it was nullified. Was it a penalty or something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But I do know that the 49ers did score before half to make it 10-3, I believe. But it did put them in the lead, and they just really didn't even look back after that. I will say Jalen Hurts hurt a lot of people this weekend because he was very erratic. He had quite a few overthrows, and he didn't bring that swag he had week one against the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, there's something that he learned this week. You know what that is, Mr. Ricky?
Humble pie. He learned how to bake.
Well, I think he learned that the 49ers are not the Falcons.
Listen, that 49ers defense has been stout even after their defensive coordinator has left. Well, I really can't say that because they gave up 33 points to the Detroit Lions the week before. But that defense looked like it was in mid-season form on Sunday. I'll give them that.
It was, and and the way I see it is, I'm not sure. When these games come alive at the end, and some people would say with that Eagles touchdown that was nullified, halted the momentum. I said if that's the case, that's because the Eagles let that get in their heads. I mean, look, sometimes that's going to happen, but you got to stay focused. But I can't say the Eagles did lose concentration. I mean, like I said, the game went alive in the fourth quarter, but it's obviously one thing was the better team just came out on top.
Okay, moving on. I'm going to let Darnell take over this segment. LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. I actually have a miscue on the screen there, which will be fixed later on. Rams 27, Colts 24. Colts are 0-2. Rams are 2-0, not 1-0 as it's seen on the screen. My question to you, Darnell, because I know you watched this game extremely close.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I worked.
Did you watch any of the highlights after the game?
No.
Because my question to you is, how the hell do you sprain both ankles at the same time and then have to leave the game? And I'm talking about Carson Wentz.
So you want to ask me a question? I'm going to ask Bearman a question. Who was the one who grabbed Carson Wentz on that play?
Mr. Aaron Donald?
Who? Say it louder.
Mr. Aaron Donald?
Exactly. Case closed.
Because Darnell, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't sure. I was asking myself, is that a rhetorical question or was I actually supposed to answer? But yeah, Mr. Aaron Donald, and I'm asking myself, they sprained both ankles at the same time on the same play. I mean, has that ever happened before? I mean,
no,
not that I know of. I mean,
but Aaron Donald, we know Aaron Donald rests a game some type of way.
I will go out and say this though, for all of the Rams fans that gave up the points, I feel sorry for you, because if my recollection is correct, the Rams were favored by a lot in this game.
No, we wouldn't.
Does anybody remember what the spread was for this game?
I think it was like 4. I think it was like 4.5.
I think it was.
You want to favor that much because we was on the road.
6. I think it
We
was
was
by
on the
6.
road.
Bearman's got those notes.
I've got the notes right here, gentlemen. So, yep, it was the Rams by 4.
Yep. So the Rams didn't cover.
If people actually thought we were gonna walk in there and blow the Colts out, y'all was not paying attention.
Well, it just so happens now that Carson Wentz is now listed as questionable for Sunday's game, and the Rams start 2-0 for the 4th straight season. My question here to you guys is: are the Indianapolis Colts in trouble?
Yeah.
Yep.
If Carson Wentz can't go, yes.
I mean, it's bad enough that T.Y. Hilton's already out, isn't it?
T.Y. Hilton out, Carson Wentz out, and you gonna rely on who? Jacob Eason? By the way, thanks for the first pick for Jalen Ramsey on this season. I mean,
there's nothing. I mean, as far as having, as far as anything on the Colts goes, I mean, it's blank. I mean,
I know, Mr. Steve Wallman.
Yeah.
Mr. Steve Wallman. You can't say nothing. Don't even mention the Rams as y'all butts. Wait till we get to the Giants.
Oh boy.
Oh, matter of fact, no, they played Thursday night, didn't they? Oh, y'all on too. So Steve Wallman, shut up. I don't want to hear nothing about Rams in your mouth or the Giants.
That sounds very dirty, by the way. Rams in his mouth. That sounds very dirty.
Yeah. I don't care.
Okay.
We'll get to go to MetLife
too
later in the season. We get to go to MetLife later in the season, so you might want to shut up.
All right. I am going to praise the next game because I called it.
I
called this game.
That's that damn Raiders game. Is that damn Raiders game?
Raiders. Versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This, my friend, was what I wanted in the worst way. Hard-nosed, smash mouth, kick you in the balloon knot type game. Raiders 26, Steelers 17. Raiders move to a paltry 2-0 in the AFC West. And let me tell you, this game had some really bad implications. As per Mike Tomlin today, Big Ben has a pec injury. And it says here that they caution the Steelers to be ready to be adjustable. So he's dealing with a left pec going into the game. He was hit 10 times by the Raiders, sacked twice. Second straight game of being sacked multiple times, including week 1 at Buffalo.
Steelers fans. I want y'all to hear me loud and clear. I want y'all to close your eyes and imagine Mason Rudolph starting against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going to throw a name here just to throw a cog in the turbine. Just a little bit, because it's the Steelers. Would you possibly go with QB3?
Dwayne Haskins?
Dwayne Haskins of the formerly of the Washington football team.
If you're a Steelers fan, you want Dwayne Haskins first before Mason Rudolph.
That gives you something to think about.
You have the Bengals next, and the Bengals ain't playing around.
No, sir.
The Bengals are not playing around.
Gentlemen,
I don't know about that.
Gentlemen, let me ask you, what's the worst situation right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
They have no damn O-line. Okay. Surprisingly.
Okay, yes, there's that, but I want to ask, because there's 2 major injuries now, and Ricky informed me about this before we started.
It's 3 major injuries.
There's 3.
You have Ben, Deontay Johnson went down at the end of the game.
Yeah, and TJ
Watt.
And we don't know how long TJ Watt's going to be out. I believe it's an injured groin. Groin.
No, they say he has a shot at playing. Surprisingly, even with a groin. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll find out. We'll find out when we get to Saturday.
Well, let's also throw in the fact of Alex Highsmith, Joe Hayden, and Devin Bush also being
not available.
Well, it says that they're listed as questionable currently right now, but they're all dealing with groin injuries.
Of course, there's the nose tackle Tyson Alualu suffered a fractured ankle, and I believe surgery's been set. And there's also that story about wasn't there a fight? An offensive line got ejected for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Would you expect anything less from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, it even mentions that it involved like somebody getting spit in the face. I mean,
listen, they get spit at it. They spit at each other all day long, and nobody whines and complains unless they're mamby-pamby, and they just need attention.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I'm glad. And I'm glad you mentioned the offensive line issue, Darnell, because it seems like now the problems are piling up for the Steelers. So it seems that several teams are just having more and more problems.
You know what the highlight for the Steelers was?
What's up?
The fact that Najee Harris did a Derrick Henry on Jonathan Abrams.
What?
Which was very disrespectful, by the way.
Oh,
that was very disrespectful. If you seen that run, that was disrespectful. That's what Ricky doing that to a veteran secondary.
Well, football is not a very respectful sport. I mean, you got to disrespect the other guy, don't you? You got to be better than him, right? You got to do what it takes, right?
He threw a grown man down with one hand.
I mean,
Hulk,
I get it, but
Hulk smash.
Well,
that's what it was.
Gentlemen, you know what they say: nice guys finish last.
Yeah, well, it was probably the Pittsburgh Steelers that finished last on this one.
Well, shout out to the Raiders and Derek Carr, them boys. They got 2 wins under their belt. But how long can they give it going? Because I believe we've seen this movie before.
Well, changing cities for movies, we have the Cincinnati Bungles. I'm not even calling them the Bengals anymore. I'm calling them the Bungles. Traveling to the Windy City, Chicago Bears win 20-17.
I believe somebody in the top right over there has an apology to make. So go ahead, do your apology.
Well, apparently I really, I did say I'd be an idiot if I was picking the Bears over the Bengals, but I guess the Bears decided, you know what? I am a fucking idiot. So, the Bears definitely made me eat my words big time.
Maybe next time you want to put your foot in your mouth, okay? We all 3 of us picked the Bengals, but you the only one that went on that damn limb.
Yeah, well, you know what? You didn't pick the Bears either, so you know what? You're not that better than me, playmaker.
I'm not, but I ain't going on that damn limb, though.
Well, here's
I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who went on a rant.
Here's my limb for this game. Bears fans got what they want. They got Justin Fields on the field. And that's kind of a little of an oxymoron. Only because Andy Dalton goes down with a knee injury, and they're still waiting for opinions on whether he'll be able to return anytime soon.
Bears fans, I want y'all to know this. Y'all next game is against Cleveland now. I want y'all to know that.
There's been news that came out for Cleveland too, which we'll be coming up with in a few minutes.
You gonna say that? Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm doing all the news. I'm doing all the news during the games. So I will say Justin Fields did go 6 for 13. He threw for 60 yards. He did throw a pick.
It was not impressive. Okay.
I will go still on record by saying I don't believe Justin Fields is ready for the NFL yet. As many fans want to sit there and choke the chicken all day long. Oh, why do we have the Red Rocket out there? Why do we have Nick Foles on our team?
Why we have to wait?
Because they have experience Justin Fields don't. And did he not quote in the preseason that he said, quote, the game was too slow for me? And then you look at the results on this past Sunday, he looked like he was in the slow lane.
Ricky, all you gotta do is go back to his press conference after the game. I think Justin Fields knows he's not ready.
Legitimately, Justin Fields did not win them this game. The Chicago Bears defense
and what are the Bears known for
in the second half that won them this game?
Bearman, what the Bears are known for?
Dominant defense.
Exactly.
Oh, and there's a special guy's name that I love to scream out every time we talk about him. Khalil Mack. Even though he's getting old and he's kind of like out of shape.
I thought Raekwon Smith ended up getting that pick 6.
So we go from the frying pan.
Windy Cindy. So what city we going to now?
We are going to Cleveland. Browns win 31-21. However, this was not a complete win for either team. Tyrod Taylor going on the IR.
Was that the hamstring, right?
Yes.
Baker Mayfield went down.
Yes.
I forgot what injury that was.
There are two bigger injuries that
Jarvis Landry
and Bradley Chubb.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the Broncos.
No, that's the Broncos. See? You jumping again.
Let me tell you, the Browns are in a little bit of trouble here. I'm not going to lie.
No Odell Beckham and no Jarvis Landry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, at least they got their running game.
Yeah, but if the running game, the sole wide receiver game, I mean, the running game, you can't just rely on the running game the entire time. And as far as Baker Mayfield goes, he told reporters after the game that he, quote, his left shoulder, quote, popped in and out after he made that tackle on that INT. And even though he went to the locker room briefly and then didn't miss a snap, still, if that kind of shoulder injury, that's something we got to be concerned about.
Listen, the Texans, if they had a shot, it left town. And it left town with Tyrod Taylor. Because I'll put it this way, this is a game I caught a few minutes at a time. I believe if Tyrod Taylor were still in this game, Texans are probably sitting there 2-0 right now. I will say this. The Browns got away with some ultimate Texas murder at this point, and they really right now should probably be 0-2 because Tyrod Taylor is probably the best boost that the Texans have had.
Hey, but guess what? Yeah. We got to talk about the Texans to end the show so we can move on.
Well, we could also go to mention now that Deshaun Watson is still marked as inactive for Thursday's game. That, my friends, is the complete insane part. You got that great quarterback sitting there, and he's not even playing.
Is it really looking more like he won't play at all this season?
Pretty much.
All right.
Unless he gets traded. All right. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. New Orleans, Carolina was the last 1:00 game, correct?
Woo.
Minnesota started off the 4.
Did they? Let me go check. Let me check.
Well, in the meantime, while he's checking that, Carolina.
Yep, you're right.
So this is the last of the 1:00 games.
Yep.
Okay. Carolina 26, Saints 7. Saints go to 1-1. Carolina 2-0.
Yo, Matt Rule down there in Carolina. That man can coach. That defense looks pretty good. Sam Darnold ain't seeing ghosts. That's for damn sure.
Are we just saying that maybe that Jameis is not what we saw last week? Anything close to last week?
You mean far as overall or just for that game?
I'm saying overall.
Overall, I'm not passing judgment yet.
Because John Alcorn says Saints in week 1. Huge fluke.
I ain't gonna say that yet because hey, let's give Carolina credit because they came to play. They got Chris McCaffrey, Sam Darnold look good. They got a passing attack now that go along with Chris McCaffrey. I mean, I don't think it's a fluke for the Saints, but I'm also saying I don't think Carolina's a joke either. So
John says, actually no, Stephen Wallman says Samuel Winston 30-30.
He only threw one pick.
Listen, I know a lot of people put money on the Saints, figuring that Jameis has probably figured it out. And
no, you know what? No, it's not. It's not that. Where is Alvin Kamara?
They shut him down. Carolina's defense shut them down.
Jameis actually had 2 interceptions.
I don't count that other one.
It's a stat in the book. He still threw a pick.
I'm not counting that one. That's one of those. Okay, it's about end of the half. I just got to tuck one up.
It doesn't matter. That's almost it doesn't go along the lines of like baseball. A dribbler up the third baseline is a single, but everybody will still think in the playbook it's a line drive base hit. He still threw a pick, regardless. It's a turnover.
Don't care.
I will honestly tell you this. Okay, Carolina does look good. However, I'm going to say this. I want to see them play upper level teams. Rams. Obviously, they got to play the Bucs twice. You know, like I need to see. I obviously can't say that the Saints right now without Drew Brees are a top flight team. But you show me them against Pittsburgh or Tampa or the Rams or the 49ers, and let's see what the Panthers look like after that.
Can I say something, gentlemen?
Sure.
I mean, it really is weird how you see the Saints go from destroying the Packers to being destroyed by the Panthers, okay? Because, you know, only 128 yards of total offense, you know, 2 for 11 on a third down efficiency, only 6 first downs. I mean, and Jameis Winston being sacked 4 times. I mean, it's not just Alvin Kamara that got shut down. I mean, the entire offense got shut down. Basically became a goddamn outcast.
Look, you forget one thing. Who has not been in the lineup for the Saints this whole time?
We're not gonna. You know what? I can't say this on frickin' Michael Thomas. No, I'm sorry. If I understand, he only went for 148 yards last week. But
that's their number one target.
It does not matter. If you throw 5 scores to 5 different receivers, then Michael Thomas is not the issue.
No, I'm just saying. That's just Green Bay not being prepared.
And shout out to...
No argument.
I do want to shout out to Mara Collins, who is watching this in CJ's World Group, who said, "This game broke my heart."
It's one game. Relax.
That's actually 2 games, but we're not even going to stress that.
They lost 1 game. Chill.
In other sad news, speaking about the New Orleans Saints, their building was on fire today.
Oh, boy.
The NOLA Dome was on fire. So this now preemptively is going to keep the Saints away from the Dome for quite a few more weeks, let alone the time that they had pretty much had said that they were going to be home.
No one the Saints can't catch a break, can they?
Yeah, I don't think they. I honestly would love to see what the NFL is going to do for finding them another home, because I don't think I really don't think that they really can't occupy Jacksonville. Let's be honest. The list is not very good. Anything close. So
it'll be better for the city.
I don't know. But there was video of the dome being on fire today. You see one lowly ambulance driving through the parking lot. It's kind of pathetic, but yeah, not cool.
And to answer John's question, I don't think the Saints are going to trade Michael Thomas.
I think they will.
Never say never. Never say never.
I really do think they will. It's going to be for a team that actually needs a number 1 receiver.
Hell, they need a number 1 receiver.
They need another quarterback.
That jury's still out on that one. I'll wait till the middle of the season, then we can revisit it.
I don't know. I really don't.
What do we always say? Really, the first 4 weeks of the season is really like, okay, where is everybody at right now?
I don't know. By the way, thanks to everybody that is currently popping in and watching the show. If you can, please share us out and help us trend more on Facebook, because as of Saturday, we have been trending on Twitter, we have been trending on Instagram, and we have been trending on Facebook because of all of our viewers and listeners. So we do kindly thank you for your support and interacting in our chat as well, because that is always a great thing.
Is that the last 1 o'clock game?
That would be our last 1 o'clock game. I am going to shoot you guys over to the college segment. hang out when we come back. We got the 4 o'clock games. We have Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football in review, as well as our Thursday night picks. So thanks to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for hanging out and watching us. Here's the college segment with the Playmaker and the Bearman.
Bearman.
Playmaker.
We had a lot of good games on this past weekend in college.
Well, college football is a special tradition, my friend. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of amazing games, boy.
Unfortunately, one of those amazing games did not finish the way I wanted it to. And that would be my Florida Gators taking the L to Alabama at home by 2.
There's one thing I want to say, and I want to praise you, Darnell, because everybody's saying it's because of that 2-point conversion, but the way you said it, the way how we talked about it, I want you to tell the folks exactly how it went, because the way you said it, man, I just can't help but praise you, brother.
So people is mad because of the 2-point conversion call, because they tried to do the read option, and obviously it didn't work to tie the game up. But we wouldn't even been in that predicament if the kicker wouldn't have missed an extra point earlier in the game. So if the kicker did his job, we wouldn't have been in that predicament. It would have took an extra point to tie the game up, and we probably would have went in overtime, because in the second half, the defense started to get it going against Alabama's offense. Alabama couldn't score like they was. Good game. We took a L. It's all good, though. It's all good. It is all good.
Well, let me say this, Playmaker. The resiliency we saw from this Gators team actually means something, and I really think it's going to help them going forward. That's something to be motivated. You came back. Unfortunately, you didn't win, but you came back because I believe after the first quarter, the Gators are already buried in an 18-point deficit, and they came back. So you should be proud of yourself. You didn't quit. Yeah, you didn't give up, so be proud of yourself. That's why resiliency in sports means something. Even if unfortunately at the end you still don't win, at least you can say, well, we fought till the end.
Yeah, we did. Oklahoma, they did get the win over Nebraska, but it was an ugly game by the Sooners.
I had a feeling the game would go like this, Darnell, because the Oklahoma Sooners and Nebraska Cornhuskers is an old classic rivalry. And I know that the Cornhuskers have not been very good the last few years. They probably haven't been great since the days of Bo Pelini. I haven't paid too much attention to the Cornhuskers, but when you have these old classic rivalries and there's that bad blood, I honestly believe a game could end up like this. It could be a blowout on either end, but sometimes I just get more of the feeling it's going to be a tight game that's going to be hard fought.
Shouts out goes out to Cincinnati, taking down Indiana on the road to stay unbeaten. Shout out to y'all. West Virginia taking down 15-ranked Virginia Tech. Something about these Virginians, man. Something about these Virginians. I just don't know. I don't know.
Isn't this what's amazing about the tradition of college football, Darnell, that a game that you never think would end up with such result ends up with something you totally didn't expect, like the complete opposite? It literally makes you gasp.
Speaking of which, did y'all not see what Michigan State did down in Miami? Woo! Good Lord. We thought that you was back. I guess not.
Well, check this out, Playmaker. If we want to talk about these upsets, Fresno State beating UCLA. If that's not even better, San Diego State beating Utah.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is not looking good. We thought that ACC wasn't looking good. The Pac-12, damn sure ain't looking good right now. The Mountain West is beating them left and right. This is just, Shout out to Penn State Lifted Lions. Game of the week last week. Whiteout. A thrilling game, defeating Auburn 28-20. Very good game, I must say.
Since Mr. John Alcorn's here, he's a diehard Texas Longhorn fan, and the Longhorns made that quarterback change, but we beat Rice University 58-0. Rice University is awful. But this week they play the Texas Tech Red Raiders, so now the quarterback.
Before we get to that though, just look at the group of 5 top 5 for me. Number 5, San Diego State, as you mentioned, who they beat this past weekend?
Utah. Who, by the way, lost to BYU last week.
Exactly. Number 4 on the list, Fresno State. You just mentioned who they beat?
UCLA, who beat LSU.
Number 3, Coastal Carolina. They've been there. They dropped the spot, but I'm gonna explain why they dropped the spot. Because number 2 is BYU. Bearman, do you know BYU's 3-0?
Yeah, and I don't.
Do you know
last time they were?
Do you know who they all beat to go 3-0?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. Would you like me to go over it, Mister?
Go ahead.
Well, they start off with a 24-16 win over Arizona, followed by a 26-17 win over Utah.
Pac-12.
And now 27-17 win against Arizona State.
That's 3 Pac-12 teams that they have beaten already.
That's why I'm asking myself, when was the last time the BYU team was this good? I mean,
they just keep beating on the Pac-12. They have to move them up. And matter of fact, Arizona State was ranked 19. So they beat the ranked Utah, and then they followed up by beating the ranked Arizona State.
And that means something. But anyway, So my question to Mr. John Alcorn is this: do the tests now officially begin for Casey Thompson? Because Casey Thompson did good as the UT team did against Rice, but to see if this UT team can actually build on it, they're going to have to beat Texas Tech soundly. But speaking, and since I want to take a step further, looking at the Texas Longhorns schedule, because it's only going to get more difficult from here.
By the way, if y'all can see our week slate is mainly Big 12 teams, so Big 12 is definitely going to have the bright lights on them this Saturday.
Oh, yes. So Texas Tech this week, then you got TCU in Fort Worth, and then followed by the Red River rivalry game against the number 4 Oklahoma Sooners. So,
and the funny thing is, all them teams are on our week slate because you just mentioned Texas Tech is at Texas. SMU is going to TCU.
Oh, me growing up loving both TCU and UT. I mean, TCU and SMU is a game I've just always loved. The Battle of the Iron Skillet. So I just to make it easier, I guess you could say it's the Dallas-Fort Worth crosstown rivalry because TCU is in Fort Worth, SMU's in Dallas. I mean, yes, they are 2 different cities.
To start it off, though, we got Notre Dame 12 versus 18 Wisconsin at Soldier Field. This should be a fun one. Ricky, I know you don't like college, but 12 o'clock, Notre Dame, Wisconsin might be a game you might want to try to check out. Just letting you know that. That's a game to watch.
Ricky loves to watch football, so if there's a good game, I'm sure he's going to tune in. Ain't that right, buddy?
7th-ranked Texas A&M, the team that nobody loves in Texas. According to Bear Man.
Well, this is just me talking as the Longhorn fan I grew up. Yeah, I would always say nobody likes A&M.
All right, I do want to shout out Mr. Kendrick Mercedes for coming in on the show. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with us while we talk college and pro football.
All right, there are Aggies going to Arkansas to take on 15th-ranked Razorbacks, a team that you know about, Bear Man. That should be a fun one to watch. 3:30 CBS.
I'm glad you mentioned that game because 10 years ago, I actually was at the game between Arkansas and Texas A&M. It was at AT&T Stadium. That's when Ryan Tannehill was still in college. I mean, Texas A&M had a 35-17 lead at halftime and lost 42-38. I mean, when we talked about classic rivalries, with Nebraska and Oklahoma, I mean, Texas A&M and Arkansas, it's just one another. But at this point, look, yeah. I have to accept the fact that Texas A&M is a good team, and me saying nobody likes them, that's just what I used to say when I was a diehard fan, but those days are long dead, bro.
25th ranked K-State is going to Oklahoma State. That's a good one to watch if you feel a Big 12 fan. Down in the swamp in Florida is a rivalry, Tennessee, number 11, Florida. That's another one to watch. And the game of the week for college. West Virginia coming off that win over 15th-ranked Virginia Tech. They take the trip to Norman, Oklahoma, take on number 4, the Oklahoma Sooners. VC, your Sooners better be prepared because if they play like they played against Nebraska, they might get caught by West Virginia Mountaineers. Just letting you know. So that's your college football for this week. Check us again next Tuesday for more college football talk. All right, Ricky, going back to you.
All righty. To the 4 o'clock slate. On Sunday, we had the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Minnesota loses by 1 point, 34-33. And I'm going to tell you that
before you even start. So the radio cast for the Minnesota Vikings, right? They said the field goal was good, and it wasn't.
Well,
oh boy.
I mean, like he called it good with the excitement, enthusiasm, and everything, and it was no good. It was no good.
Oh, and I feel bad for.
And you know the worst part about it is. You know the worst part about it is
what?
It was a straight shot field goal.
Listen, we have come to know. We have come to know that either A, it's a quarterback who can't perform in prime time, and we're not. You know what? I can't put any blame on Mr. Cousins for this game. I can't.
No, I can't. Jamal, if you ever come back and watch this, hey, Cousins did his thing against Arizona. No mistakes.
You really can't put it on him for this one. However, the kicker may be looking for some work after this game is over, possibly because it's kind of the motif, so to speak, that Minnesota kickers have choked quite a few times in recent history. And
the funny thing is, after everything Kyler Murray did to that damn defense, they still had a chance to win the game. Still had a chance to win the game.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles for the Minnesota Vikings, who now fall to 0-2. Cardinals are 2-0. And I'll ask you the same question I asked you before. Are the Minnesota Vikings in trouble starting out 0-2?
Yes, sir.
If the defense can't stop nobody, yes. Because you relying on Kirk Cousins to keep you in the game.
By the way, I'm going to throw out a very, very interesting stat. Now, this is, again, we're playing 17 games this year, not 16. But
it's going to be a long season.
Here is the career numbers for teams that start 0-2. They have a slightest of chances at 11.6% to make the playoffs starting out 0-2.
I believe the Giants did that in 2007.
And John said the problem is that Kyler plays great for 3 quarters, then in the fourth tends to turn the ball over, and he's been doing that since his rookie year. Again, I'll just say it this way: Kyler Murray, 5'7" of him, probably the shortest quarterback in the NFL.
As of right now, the most dynamic player in the game right now.
Exactly.
No doubt.
And you know what? I would take the chances of him trying to run around and make plays and everything else, compared to some other quarterbacks that we have in the league. I don't know, Jameis. Anyway.
Would you get off that?
No, I'm not. But I will say this, though, that the Cardinals are starting off the season very good. And I will say this, a lot of people kind of doubted it, and it's coming to fruition a lot so far through 2 weeks. The addition of J.J. Watt has helped to make a lot of chaos in that Arizona front four. That is going to be a very, very big deal to see how long that carries on until teams can figure out the defensive front four.
Well, then, interesting that you say that because
I got a question for you, gentlemen. Well, specifically to you, Playmaker. Could there really be strong competition in the NFC West between, now that there's like 3 teams being 2-0?
Yeah, we're gonna say that when we get to the final NFC West team.
Okay, yes. I mean,
we're gonna say that to be to the final NFC West team.
I mean, because the fact that 3 teams are 2-0, that's incredible.
It is, but wait till we get to the final NFC West team. We got a game before them because we got to talk about it. We shouldn't have to talk about it, but yeah.
By the way,
might as well go the full 9 yards, right?
We will shout out Mr. Stephen Waldman, who has confirmed my percentages. Although, again, now we're talking about 17 games, not 16 games. He says from 1990 to 2019, only 12% of teams to go 0-2 made the playoffs. By comparison, 62% of teams with a 2-0 record made the postseason, according to USA Today. However, according to OddsShark, this percentage had dropped to 54% since 2017. All these numbers are under the 12-team playoff format, which no longer existed. So he's just
you know what the more impressive thing is the fact that he actually researched that and then put that on in the comment.
And I had already researched it before that, and said it before he even said it. So there. That's how well prepared I came into the game. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
Are you trying to be Mandark?
No.
Can we hurry? Can we hurry? Can we hurry and get the Super Bowl champs out the way because they played the damn Falcons?
We're just gonna say blowout. Tampa Bay 48. Atlanta
2 pick sixes. 2 pick sixes.
Until those 2 Matt Ryan pick sixes happen, this game was a lot closer through 3 quarters than everybody also had predicted. Why? Because I said Atlanta was actually going to score points.
They did.
They did. They just didn't score enough.
No, them 2 pick sixes actually hurt.
And I do have a incorrect number on there for the Falcons. They are 0-2, not 1-1. My apologies. It was a rush to get all the graphics together today.
All right, now we get to that final MC West team.
Oh, the team that screwed my freaking sheet this week, you bastards. Tennessee traveling up to the Great White North, Seattle.
So, Ricky, you're the analytics man of the show.
Yes.
Well, what was the score at halftime?
Give me a second, because I have to refresh that bubble. That score was it was 24-9.
24-9, right?
Yes.
That's a what? That's a 2 possession lead going into the second half.
Yes.
3 actually.
No, it actually is 2 because
that is
2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's actually 15. Yeah, it's 15 plus 9. Okay.
There's a regular touchdown as a point and another touchdown with 2-point conversion.
Sorry, guys. I am horrible at math, so
that's why you have me to do it.
Never trust me to do math in my head. Never.
And if I recall correctly, you don't got to get the stats, Ricky. But if I recall correctly, Derrick Henry wasn't doing nothing in the first half.
No, he wasn't. However, also at the same rate that it does bring in news to come along with this game now because there was a name that was mentioned to possibly replace a Mr. Shaquille Griffin on defense. And this is probably one of the notorious things that I have spoke about since.
Is it the same name that was being mentioned with Tampa Bay?
Yes, it is. And it just happens to be Mr. Richard Sherman, who has been...
chilling.
No, he hasn't been chilling. He has been meditating. I don't know why you'd be meditating going into an NFL season, but that's besides the point.
Hey, meditation is good. No matter what reason you do it for, meditation is good.
Listen, the key points of this game here is that Seattle's defense took a dramatic dump in the second half.
Seattle's defense felt the wrath of King Henry in the second half.
Again, no KJ Wright. Goes to the Raiders. No Shaquille Griffin for coverage. He's gone. Over time, Seattle's defense has been just losing critical pieces left and right. They really don't have a pass rush either. So let's also put that as a note. Seattle's defense in the second half was...
So, with that being said...
It was Boar's Head Swiss cheese at the freaking second half.
How much of a indictment is that to the Indianapolis Colts?
Again, weapons. When you don't have weapons, their run game wasn't that great. You have no T.Y. Hilton against that defense. You can pick your choose what you want to do. And like John said, all they really have on defense is Jamal Adams, and he's not going to cover 40 to 50 yards on every receiver. So
that's why I said it, because Carson Wentz got his ass eaten up by the Seattle Seahawks in week 1, and then got beat up even more in week 2 against the Rams.
This again, though, does pose the question now that both teams are at 500 and pretty much a thriller, but also I am pretty sure 85% of the people that picked this game did pick the Seahawks with Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, who was showing out, by the way.
Yeah, did very, very well for the game, but Seattle fell short on this one, and the King put back on his crown and ran amok. I got a fly in the house. Next up, this is where we share some white guy anger.
The rubber meets the road here.
Dallas Cowboys. LA Chargers. In my head, they're still the San Diego Chargers. Final score, Cowboys 20, Chargers 17. Both teams now at 1-1. The Chargers have now played 2 NFC East opponents in a row, once at home and once on the road. And I will tell you that here comes the white guy anger.
No, before you get to the right guy anger, because I hate saying it. Yo, damn Cowboys won. Yo, goddamn Cowboys won. I hate it. But when Ricky told the Cowboys, remember, what did I say? They was gonna run the ball. You just say they're gonna run the ball to win the game, right?
Yeah.
And what do you know? Tony Pollard goes off. Zeke Elliott gets a touchdown on the ground. I said, ain't that some crap? They ran the damn football.
I will have a lot of. I got a lot of things to say, okay? Because Tony Pollard this dude is making a statement big time. And I am eating my words on a lot of things. I doubted Greg Zuerlein. I doubted the Cowboys secondary. Okay, and and not only that, I doubted the guy who's taking over for Lyle Collins, Terrence Steele, because Terrence Steele played a hell of a game, and Zach Martin coming back was huge. Okay, I mean this game was just. It was frustrating, all these penalties, the questionable officiating. I'm like, I said, well, what the hell's going on here? And I'm trying to say it like Vince Lombardi did in that famous game, but based on how Ricky can say a lot of things, but I think the one thing Ricky can say is, Alex, you should have more faith in your Cowboys, right?
By the way, this comes from a Dallas Cowboys fan who picked the Chargers on Sunday.
I did pick the Chargers,
and here it comes. Okay,
I'm mad because I said it because I'm defending Ricky picking the Cowboys because he said I'm just saying they're gonna run the ball to win. Just say that, and they actually ran the freaking ball.
Listen again. The game plan may not look the greatest. Micah Parsons playing out of position. Yes. It looked weird. Not gonna lie. But he was still effective. That was the key point. And as much as I really want to say it, what's up to Wade Kite out of Vegas? He's got those Raiders out there. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? Offensively, the Cowboys still have something to prove.
Big time.
And top it all off, what they did on Sunday was they know with the extra game and they want to make a playoff run, you cannot run Zeke every play. Having Tony Pollard pick up the slack takes the weight off of Zeke so he can be effective. Yes. Do I say that the Dallas defense is horrible? Absolutely at some points, because they just looked belligerent through the first 5 or 6 drives of this game. Okay. However, I would say this to their defense. They're the number 1 team in turnovers right now, which nobody thought coming into the season that was going to be the case. Not even Bearman over there.
Speaking of turnover, this is actually something important. I actually had to research this. Trayvon Diggs is the first Cowboy to record an interception within the first 2 games of the season since Leroy Jordan did it back in 1975.
What school he went to?
University of Alabama, just like Leroy Jordan. What are the odds, gentlemen? And speaking of the offense, Ricky, on the first quarter, the Cowboys offense had 13 first downs, okay, which is the most in franchise history, and that's actually tied for first in NFL history.
All right, so
it's actually most in franchise history.
I am going to answer the question that's in the chat. Wade, do not get mad at me for saying this, okay? Because it involves Tony Pollard. Cordell Patterson is not, I repeat, is not a running back. He is a wide receiver playing out of position, a.k.a. Ty Montgomery, formerly of the Green Bay Packers.
Who's with the New Orleans Saints?
Exactly the point, but he is not a running back. He is a wide receiver, kick returner / punt returner. They are using him. Why? Because Atlanta does not have any options at running back. He is a hybrid. So therefore, I would take Mr. Tony Pollard over Cordell Patterson.
I will tell Bearman to go take a victory lap, but you ain't have no faith in your Cowboys. So
okay, well, gentlemen, Okay, I ain't sugarcoating it. Yeah, I did not pick the Cowboys. I did pick the Chargers, okay? So, and I went on my own show, Cowboys Talk. I did take full responsibility. I took full responsibility for doubting every guy that proved me wrong in that game.
They ran the ball. They ran
the ball. I mean, hey, okay, running the ball, obviously, there was actually there was a time where they drove down the field running the ball, then all of a sudden the running game's abandoned, then Dak Prescott makes that bad mistake, then gets sacked. I mean, I'd say, look, if running the ball works, then keep doing it. I mean, obviously, you can't do it every time, but if it's working effectively, just do it.
Here we go. You know what? Week 1, you didn't run the ball, you lose. Week 2, you ran the ball, you won.
And there you go, Darnell. Thank you, because there's the message. If running the ball works, if it wins, then do it. What is there to think about? But then again, the offensive line, the injuries. But you know what? Terrence Steele did a good job. We got Zach Martin back. So maybe things aren't so bad after all.
Wait, I'll go and answer that right now. When he plays a better defense, you won't see him throw 20 points. Because the Dallas defense, horrible. You played the hapless Atlanta Falcons, horrible.
Wait, come back Saturday. Let's come back Saturday. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, because we got that good game coming up.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football. This was a great game. Went well over the under-over. The Baltimore Ravens win 36-35 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams at 1-1. And who would like to speak on this one?
Can be first. I'll say that. Damn. We was all wrong to begin with.
I think we all deserve to be yelled at for this one.
Actually, you know what? No, you know what? I don't. I'll give Baltimore credit. They were behind early, and they did come back. You stop Patrick Mahomes, 3 straight drives. That is kind of impressive with the 15 guys they have on the IR currently right now. 15, most in the NFL, guys on the injured reserve.
How many of those are running backs?
No, 3 of them are running backs. The rest of them are part of the defense.
That's what I was saying. How many of them are running backs?
3. So I will say this. Baltimore coming back, it was kind of impressive in a way. I do kind of put a little bit of a stamp on the over-exaggerated Lamar Jackson flip into the end zone, which was really uncalled for. But he did put that little stamp on there. First time versus the Chiefs, he's actually won a game. He was 0-3 entering that game. First Patrick Mahomes loss in September. First September interception thrown in his career. There was a lot of firsts in this game.
That was a terrible throw by Patrick Mahomes.
And Mr. Allaire fumbling in the last drive. His first ever fumble as a Kansas City Chief. Yeah, boy. A lot of firsts in this game. But I'll tell you, though, entertaining for a Sunday night game, though.
Give it up to Lamar Jackson. He wanted it. Jim Harbaugh was not afraid. Jim Harbaugh said, "Do you want to go for it?" Lamar said, "Yep." And they knew what play to call. And it worked every time.
The bigger key out of all of this is he didn't even get a hall pass. Tyreek Hill, absent for this game. Absent. He had barely any stats, any catches.
It was like 3 catches for like 15 yards or something like that.
I don't even think it was even that much, to be honest. Like, it just, like, he was just absent. They legit took him away, made Mahomes throw to Kelsey a lot, and a lot of the other receivers on the field. Hardman, and let me see if I can remember this other gentleman's name here, because NFL likes to do the covering.
Wait,
three catches for 14 yards.
14. I was almost right on the head. See, I know my stats too. Wait, we all picked Kansas City.
Yep, because we all
picked Kansas City.
We all went with the hype that Mahomes undefeated, and Lamar had never beaten the Kansas City Chiefs until this past Sunday. So it was very kind of crazy.
And then he started off the game with throwing 2 picks.
And one of them recently returned the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, for a pick 6. But again, they started off shitty on freaking Sunday night, and they hung in. So, good game for the Baltimore Ravens. But it also does leave the Chiefs at 1-1. Baltimore still in the mix for the AFC North at 1-1. So, very tight race early in the
entire AFC North is 1-1.
Yep. Somebody's getting a beating. Finally, Monday Night Football. We had the Green Bay Packers hosting the hapless Detroit Lions. This game was close early, but Green Bay does pull it out 35-17, the Detroit Lions, with Jared Goff, who actually looked fairly impressive in this game, at least early. Detroit Lions at 0-2, Green Bay at 1-1. And I'm not even going to bear to ask the question about, are the Detroit Lions in trouble? Because they are. Let's not lie. They're 0-2, and they suck.
Bear Man.
Yo.
Somebody got in the end zone 4 times, didn't they?
As a matter of fact, yeah.
I believe his name is Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Aaron threw 4 touchdowns, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So we had an Aaron that threw 4 touchdowns, and we had another Aaron that went for 4. Damn. It was the Aaron show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to say this outright, okay? Don't buy the Packers hype yet. Don't buy the hype yet. Because
Hey. Like I said, wait till Saturday. Because we got some games for you. Green Bay is featured in one of them.
All I'm saying is this.
If Baltimore exercised their demons this past Sunday, can Green Bay exercise their demons next Sunday?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I'm not... There were a lot of reports that came out after the game to the Saints, and then they put up these numbers. But again, look who you're playing. You're playing the Detroit Lions.
Like, did anyone had any doubt that Green Bay was going to win that game?
I don't think it was the doubt. I think it was the fact of how many points was the Green Bay defense going to give up.
They gave up 17.
I think that was more of the thing than anything else.
But Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. Now 1 to Devontae Adams.
Again,
Aaron Jones had 4 touchdowns.
Again, because because all of the plays that Detroit was running was freaking cover 2. That's all they were playing. They were throwing cover 2 out there the entire time. So it's all the little dump offs over the middles, the flats. That's how they were going to play the game, and they couldn't get freaking Adams open like that. So
second half was just all Green Bay.
Again, the defense actually changed for the Packers, but I'm not buying them. No way. I am not buying into the Green Bay Packers yet.
So you saying Aaron Rodgers not going to be on point for the rest of the season?
Listen, homeboy is a freaking temper tantrum away from saying, you know what? Why am I even bothered doing this if I don't see anything happening after this year?
He said, relax.
I'm going to answer Wade's question. So was game 1 Rodgers' fault or his receivers? I think overall, the whole damn team, yeah, because Darnell couldn't have said it any better earlier. I mean, the team was just obviously unprepared. So it's a team loss.
That includes the coaches too. Let's let you know before you ask. Yes, that includes Matt LaFleur too.
I don't know. All right. Since I forgot to load the graphic. What's up, Kenny Kirkpatrick of the K&K? What's doing? All right. We're going to motor to the Thursday night game. I don't have the graphic for it. So
I'm happy you don't. It's the Carolina Panthers at the Houston Texans.
Yes.
There's no way in hell Tyrod Taylor's playing Thursday. Matter of fact, he's not playing Thursday. It's David Mills. Is that his name?
Yes. And there's no Deshaun Watson, who's listed currently inactive.
What does Houston just go ahead and say Deshaun Watson's not playing the whole damn season? Let's just go ahead.
Because it's probably not until he probably gets traded to the Miami Dolphins. But, that's just besides the point. Anyway, Carolina is traveling to Houston. We have Carolina -8, under over 43.
So, but one thing that I think Skip Bayless would say this: the home team gets 3 points automatically, right?
No, not necessarily.
So that should be 11.
Not necessarily. But it is an 8-point spread for going into a game, Carolina versus
on the road too, which is you don't see that much.
Home dog, baby, home dog.
You usually don't see a rubber team get that many points on the road.
I'm going to ask,
but who cares? It's Carolina.
I know, but there is. Let's see what some of these things are here.
Wade said
Davis
take
Mills
the under.
is starting. Yeah,
what's the over under?
43.
Hey, Ray might be right.
John says
Carolina don't give up points.
John says I don't even listen to Skip Bayless. He's a joke. No, Kenny, he is officially inactive for Thursday. Deshaun Watson. Bearman, what do you? I want to hear Bearman's take on this. We got Carolina 2-0, Texans 1-1. Thursday night football, Texans minus. It's Texans +8, so it's Carolina -8. What do you got, Bearman?
The fact. I'm sorry. You want to finish?
No, go ahead.
Well, the fact that the Texans are without Tyrod Taylor, and with Mills. I mean, Mills did. Let's not forget he did have 1 touchdown. I believe he went 8 for 11, had a little over 100 yards. So that quarterback does have a little bit of something in him. So I'm not going to say just out the door the Texans are going to be destroyed, but I think it's pretty obvious the Panthers are going to take care of business because they got a lot of momentum going, and the Texans not so much.
Well, I'm going to throw out some stats for everybody because I can do that for the first 2 weeks of the show. You do look at the total numbers for this game. Carolina, the 14th ranked offense versus the 17th ranked offense. 17th defense for the Texans. Number 1 defense for the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are 9th in passing and 21st in rushing. The Texans are 13th in passing and 11th for rushing. So you got 13 and 11 versus the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Speaks for itself, bro.
Here goes that freaking Chinese guy again.
Where is he coming from?
I don't know, but I can't block him either.
Yeah, we about done anyway, so
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we about done. So I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you everybody for coming out. Checking
Nobody made their picks. So we're all picking Carolina in a snuff fest.
Yeah, we all picking Carolina. Unless you want to do one of your famous, I'm going the opposite way.
I will be kind of honest with you.
He's gonna pick Houston. He's gonna pick Houston.
He's
going with the rookie quarterback. Do it.
It's Carolina, the Texans. I hate to say this, but I really think the Texans are going to cover the points. I really think it's 8 points, really. And and I watched both games. The Texans have been playing really, really decent as of late. I think I'm going to take I'm going to take Carolina to win, but I'm thinking I'm going to take the Texans with the 8.
Okay.
And I'm going to probably go the.
He didn't want to pull the trigger.
I mean, the fact that Ricky is right. The Texans have played respectively, so I think I might have went too far when I said they have no momentum. No, they still have a bit of momentum, but I just don't see them being able to beat Carolina. I really don't. But,
no, I was trying to get him to pull the trigger. That's what I was trying to do.
But I have no doubt
to pick the Texans over the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get.
But I got no doubt that the Texans are going to put up a fight. They definitely will.
I don't care if they put up a fight or not. I just want Ricky to pick the Texans. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, again, I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's week 3, and I'm going to still probably go with the DTA. Don't trust anyone.
You're gonna be doing it. You're gonna be doing it to about week 10.
No, probably week 4, and then I'll be good to go. Week 3, everybody's still working out the kinks. Yeah.
You might as well push it to week 6 then, because this week you ain't gonna know nothing. You gonna need an extra 2 weeks to figure something out. Because man, week 3 slate is ridiculous.
Don't worry, week 3 we'll have a lot of numbers.
That's a ridiculous slate that we finna go through.
Wade goes. They will drain the clock up by 3. But he's got Stephen Waldman's got Carolina over the Texans with the over. I don't know. I'm thinking we're probably going to see something different out of the Texans though this week. Guarantee it. They still have Brandon Cooks. They still have a halfway decent running back core, including Phillip Lindsay. Yeah, possible. Oh, Kenny's going to be... That's right, Kenny. You're going to AC. Damn it. I can't make it. Shit. Anyway. All right, guys. We have any final comments for the show? What's up, Carol?
Atlantic City.
Yes, cool. Atlantic City. I'd love to be there.
He's going to be at the sports books, too.
Yeah, I know.
Ricky.
I may have to have him put in some for bets for the weekend.
Yeah, damn, Ricky. You've been trying to get somebody to do some bets for you. He's going.
Hey, listen, Kenny's good for it because I can ask him. All right, so thanks to everybody that tuned in. We will be back Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Not Twitch. We do ask everybody, if you haven't yet, please like and follow the page so you do get your notifications every time that we are on. We are trending on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as we speak currently right now. So thanks to everybody that has helped contribute to that as well. But Thursday Night Football, again, Texans and Panthers. Yep. Should be a great game, hopefully.
New Rambley Talk coming out Thursday. So doing my week 2 player of the week. We're gonna review what happened at the end of that, and we're gonna get ready for the big game against the defending champs.
All right. So tomorrow we do have Pipe Bomb Radio NYC at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pain Train Pipe Bomb 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, and then Flashback Fridays sandwiches it before we come back on the air on.
And I'm gonna say Saturday. This: if y'all love wrestling, y'all want to tune into Friday show because me and Ricky, we got to talk wrestling. There's nowhere around this one.
And if Bear Band's not driving around trying to run over sheep on Friday, maybe we can get him on too. Okay, Bear Man.
I do plan. I will, if the opportunity presents itself, I will definitely be on the show. And speaking of shows, y'all, please, if y'all want to subscribe to my show, Cowboy Sock, it's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, along with my soccer show, Into the Net FC. Both are doing very well. If y'all like soccer, my show is definitely the show for you. If you like somebody really burying the Cowboys, then my Cowboys show is the show for you.
All right. Till next time. We'll catch everybody later. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.
Deuces.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, did you like that show? Like, share, follow, subscribe. Share out our shows to all of your social media. Need merchandise? Check out paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com for quality merchandise at great prices. Tune in next time for another edition of Arch Rivals Football, and we'll catch you on the flip side.